Hey there, fellow golf lovers, and welcome back to another episode of Tee Up with Kira. I'm your host, Miss Kira P. Today we have a fascinating topic for you, so grab your clubs, settle into your favorite chair, and let's tee off into the episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Tee Up with Kira. I have a great guest that I have been following for a while. I'd love to meet and blah, blah, blah. Love for you to introduce you to Paul from Batcaddy. How are you today, Paul?
I'm doing great today, Kara. How are you doing?
Well, I guess I wish I could talk better, but it's Thursday. So my question for you right off the bat is, how did Batcaddy start, and what's the history behind Batcaddy?
Batcaddy. We started back in 2004. Peter Hanaforth, who's our owner and founder, had come over from Europe and loved golf and had seen that in the United States, were no electric golf push carts around, which is what we do, electric golf push carts. And so he started out and from the trunk of his car was driving up and down the East Coast from golf show to golf show and pro shop to pro shop and selling bat caddies way back. Well, it'll be our 20-year anniversary next year. So and that's kind of how we started, was just word of mouth and one person at a time and getting one caddy at a time out on the course. And from there, we've expanded over the years to the point where we have a warehouse and a facility now, and one in California, and we have one in Pennsylvania as well. And we service well the entire country as one of the leaders in the category now, which has grown into considerable size over the last 20 years. But a lot of hard work, a lot of knocking on doors, and really building a team from the very beginning that's helped grow Batcaddy into what it is today.
That is so cool. And I know that you, like you said, you guys are one of the leading in your industry. What makes you so different from other competitors? What makes you guys different?
From the very beginning, Peter believed in the service after the sale, whether it was him individually at the pro shops and helping people one on one. But what's never happened for us is we've never outgrown our customer base, right? Peter's always put people in place to be able to support the sale, whether it's from a technical aspect or just customer service and sales. We've had that team in place of people who really care about making sure that our customers have the best experience on the golf course. That's really what we want to do with our product in the beginning anyways, is to give people a great experience of golf, since we really believe that walking is the best way to get out there and play the game, and we give you an easier way to walk that's beneficial. So we've really backed that up with a core group of people who can deliver that experience for the customer throughout the hopefully the rest of their golf life with us.
That is really, really cool because I feel that is very important to have that customer service, being able to have that connection and know that you are supported because some businesses and some stores and companies don't do that anymore. So that's a great, unique thing that you guys have is, I mean, that's important because let's be honest, those golf bags are not light. and
No,
and it's a great
it's
workout.
right. Golf in and of itself is a great workout, right? There's no need to make it any harder by carrying your bag around, right? It's nice to have it on a little cart and drive it around the golf course and really be able to just kind of focus on your game.
Awesome. And then, so my next question is, if you had to pick a walk-up song for your first at the first tee, what would be your walk-up song and why?
Oh, AC/DC's Thunder. That's a pretty simple one for me. My dad taught me a long time ago, and that's how I got into the game of golf was with my dad. I was
Oh,
the electric golf push cart for my dad way back when. Like that's how I started, was carrying his clubs around for him. Um, and my dad was not a great golfer, but what I remember the most was the friends that he golfed with, and it was like my dad's friends, and then us kids were all there together, right, carrying bags for our dads, and just that time that we were able to have out on the golf course, joking around and having fun and everything. And my dad was a firm believer way back before it got popular of bomb and gouge. He was like, hit it as far as you can, and we'll go find it. And so that's how I learned to play golf, was hit it as hard as I can, go find it later. We've got plenty of balls in the bag, son. Like we're just out
Oh,
here to we're out here to have a good time. And so
that
that for me,
is
ACDC's Thunder is like that. We're gonna get up here and we're gonna rock and roll today. We're gonna have a
that
blast.
that
Yeah.
is so sweet. I love hearing those kind of stories. So, what is your background in the golf world? You said that you used to caddy for your dad. So, how did you get interested in a part of the industry?
Well, for me, playing golf was always something that we got to do. I lived in Wisconsin until I was 16, and then our family moved to Florida. And so from
Wait, wait,
there,
wait,
kind of
wait. I got a question. You're originally from Wisconsin. What part?
yes, Sun Prairie, a tiny little
Oh,
town outside of Madison.
well, I'm in Lake Geneva. That's why I asked.
Oh, right on. Cool.
So
Yeah.
then you
So
move.
I've
Then you moved to Florida.
Yeah, my dad finally got sick of making me shovel snow in the winter, and so down we went. My dad's a musician, so for him it was a new opportunity down there as well. And for me, the golf world at that point really opened up, right? It wasn't necessarily seasonal. We could get out and we could play all the time. We had a large core group of guys and my friends that we would go out and play all the time. And so for me, it was really just a recreational, fun thing throughout my life, and just a way to hang out and have a good time. And um, eventually we moved to California, uh, and I had my first child at about 30. And so for me at that point, then as he got a little bit bigger and got to take him out on the golf course,
Oh.
that was just an opportunity to have time, that I got to have with my dad, to spend that kind of time with my son. We had a little local course where you could go out and walk on Sunday mornings and go walk the back nine out here, and you would get to see animals and coyotes and crazy stuff. And his favorite part, he doesn't golf too much anymore. It never kind of took up with him. But when he was little, like his favorite part was going in the sand traps and being in the rough in the woods and having these challenging shots, which for me was great because it was a fresh perspective at that point in my golf life of like, hey, again, like we're just out here to have fun, you know. And if by some magic circumstance I hadn't hit one in the bunker by the time we'd get to 18, his deal was always like, Dad, we're gonna throw some balls in the sand, and I get to go hit balls out of the bunker. Right? Like,
Oh,
you
that
know,
is so cute though. Like that,
yeah.
and like that's the really cool story about like golf in general. It's not just one person, it's a generation. It's about that camaraderie. It's, having fun, just remembering that it's golf. You're not
Hmm.
performing, you're not doing something like, you just got to play, practice and play. And I feel that's important for anybody in any age. So my question for you is, playing as long as you have, what is some advice that you would give somebody that wants to learn or is learning and a beginner in golf? What's that advice and those tips that you would give those people?
Yeah. Have fun is the number one piece for me. I don't think it matters how good you are at whatever step in that process you are. Golf can be a very frustrating game for all of us who play that we know. I think um, maybe like at the beginning is maybe like the best it ever gets in a sense, right? Because there's that big learning curve that we have of like, I'm learning how to do this thing. And there's these big gains in skill level and the ability to play this game a little bit better and be a little more consistent and stuff. That those things go away. At least they have for me at a certain point in my life where's the room for growth, right? And that ability to have fun and enjoy that part of the game is really essential For me now, right, the game is mostly upstairs. And the days that I'm enjoying it and I'm present with it and I'm having fun, and I don't have a million swing thoughts in my head, those are the best days, right? And I play my best golf when I don't think about playing my best golf, right? So enjoy that beginning rush, right? The first time you knock that par three on the green stiff, that first time you hit an amazing bunker shot, right? That goes in, right? Those are the beautiful pieces that we get to have in this game. And the thrills of those, they never go away, but there's something special about the first time when those things start to happen for you that are pretty cool.
I totally agree. I have been in the industry for so long, but I started my journey last year, and it's kind of just been so interesting seeing that journey. I mean, it takes a lot of patience and like drive to go and learn something new. I mean, it's terrifying. I'm still scared when my golf coach is watching me, and I thought he's like, it's just how it is in the world of golf. I mean, you have those nerves, and then you watch videos of yourself, and you're like, "Ew, I make those faces. Like that's really what my golf swing is like." So, my next question is, where is Batcaddy going in the future, and what's coming out up in the next coming month? Along with my follow up question will be, what are some of the highlights of Batcaddy as a company and for you being a part of Batcaddy?
Well, I'll start with the part for me. Um, as I was saying, like I've played golf forever. From a professional standpoint, I was in the construction industry for most of my life. I'm a journeyman plumber, and I just happened to see Peter Hanaforth, our owner, his car, their offices, the Batcaddy offices are right around the corner from the plumbing company that I used to work for. And I happened to see his car with a Batcaddy license plate on it and was curious about what that was. Um, and I had just started to look at avenues for career paths outside of the construction industry. I have 4 kids now, and was looking for something a little less stressful than being in that work and less time consuming. And I was looking through the wanted ads and I saw a ad for Batcaddy after I had seen the truck. So I reached out to Peter and got a chance to sit down and talk with him. And just through pure happenstance, basically, ended up with the opportunity to come on board and help work for Peter. Um, and I have a long background of organizational setup. And so I've really been able to fit in well as we've grown over the last, I've been with Batcaddy for 5 years now, um, and really helping that growth and development and building our organization to the point where we can keep growing and bring new things to the table. Which for us at Batcaddy, what we're really excited about is what we've really leaned into over the last couple years and have developed um, is lighter, more dependable, and more stable. Um, some of our competition has gone the other way towards some bigger, heavier machines with more technology built into them. And there's definitely a place for that. For us, our customer base and listening to them and what they've asked for is more convenient out on the golf course, easier to get in and out of their cars, less moving parts. We know that over the years things can break, things can go wrong. So how do we create a really simple, dependable machine that looks really good? And in the same breath, if something down the road were to break, how easy is it to fix? Right? We believe in the right to repair in essence, right? We want owners to be able to have their caddies for as long as possible. So if a few years down the road something breaks on it, we don't want you to have to buy a whole new caddy to continue that experience, right? So what we have coming out here, and we've had some production delays with it as we've dialed in the last pieces of how we really want it to be, is our X9R model. And that model is actually under 20 pounds, including the battery. It's really stable, has kind of all the standard bells and whistles you would say, like downhill speed control. The stability on it is great. It's the model that I use out on the golf course right now. Um, and it's really simple and elegant and a really pretty machine that isn't gonna is definitely at a price point where we're not talking crazy dollars either. That's the other part is we have our range of caddies are anywhere from $400 all the way up to $2,000, depending on your wants and your needs. So we really opened that door too for the technology to be available to golfers of all levels and budgets too. And that's just where we continue to focus, right? Is how do we bring our customers what they want at a price point that they can afford? And then, like we talked about before, back that up with extraordinary service on the backside so that they have a long, happy golf life with their back caddy.
I was gonna say that's really cool to have like that you guys that listen to your customers and hear what their wants and kind of tailor each individual or each series of bat caddy to that demographic. So that's really cool that you guys tailor it to what your customers are telling you as consumers. And that's really, really cool too, because a lot of businesses and companies don't do that.
Yeah,
That
it's
is phenomenal. So
well, thank you.
kudos to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. We've worked hard on figuring that out, and we've been around long enough. That's the other part, right? We've been around long enough where we have a lot of those customer voices in our pocket. So it's not just something that we're guessing at or we're having a third party company go out and do a survey for us. Like we have an established customer base that we get to reach out to and go, hey, here's what we're thinking about. Here's some ideas for the future. What's most important to you as we move forward to keep bringing you better products that obviously it works great for us when people want to upgrade their caddy. That's one of the other pieces that we've done is we're one of the only companies that have different battery technologies that allow customers to choose between different battery packages that affect the price by up to $300 of their caddy. So say for someone who's not so serious, they can get in at a cheaper battery technology to be able to have a more affordable caddy, whereas we have lithium battery options that are more expensive. You're going to get a little more golf for your dollar, but obviously that price point of entry is a little bit higher. But if you come in at the entry level battery at any later date, you can upgrade to that next level battery without having to buy a whole new caddy, right? So
That
again, we've just make it as easy as we can to get in and then to keep growing the caddy with your game, so to speak.
that is really cool. So with the battery, how long does it take to recharge them? I mean, I know it probably depends on the battery, but I'm just an average. If it's dead, what's the time frame?
Usually 4 to 6 hours, just depending on which is kind of a good middle of the road. We have our basic battery is like the old style car battery that they still use in a lot of like the driving golf carts, right? And those are good, but they're super heavy and big and kind of unwieldy, which some people don't care about. And then we have two different lithium options, one that's good for 18 holes and one that's good for 36 holes. So you have can take your steps up, and then obviously if you use it for 2 rounds, you're going to charge it a little bit longer. But they charge pretty quick and they're super dependable.
That is so cool. And I love that like you guys tailor. So can you tailor more of your back caddy depending on what you want, or is it or is it customizable for a
Well,
player?
one of the things we started doing this year is offering custom colors. So we have for the X4R and the X8R models, and they'll also be available on the X9R. Is we have a standard array of additional colors that you can do: blue, red, green, yellow, and almond. And then you can also customize your wheel colors on it. So you can kind of, your personality or how you want it to match your bag. You can do that as well. We do also do custom colors sometimes for, say, teams that are reaching out to us. We have a couple of Batcaddy athletes that we're going to be working with in sponsorship that we're going to get to announce later on this year. We'll do custom color concepts and stuff for them as well. So it's another piece where we're able to kind of move where some of our competitors are not, in that space for people who want to have a little more fun and have a little more flair out there on the golf course. We can accommodate that too.
Because we all want to be little peacocks. We want to be strutting peacocks on the golf course. So you said
Yeah.
that you guys are going to be sponsoring and announcing some athletes. Can you give us a little teaser, or of when we could hear this kind of information?
We'll be by the PGA show for sure, which I know is a little ways off. Um, it just depends on how contracts and everything work out here the last half of the year. But we're excited to get going with some people who are excited to be partners with us also.
That is so cool. So, what is the future of Batcaddy, and what is the mission statement of Batcaddy if you guys have one?
Well, our mission statement would to be get more people to walk the course and golf. Get out of your carts, enjoy the game, put down your bags, right? Have a caddy. It's an electric caddy is the closest thing you can come to having a caddy on the course without having a real life caddy there. Like it makes a difference. And for us, the mission is lighter, even than what we're going. That's kind of our push is how light can we go? How portable, how effective can we make these, and at the same time integrating the technologies that play a factor on the course. Um, there's some of the things that are out there, are, actual mechanical parking brakes, and there's small little things that maybe don't sound like a big deal, but when they're incorporated into a caddy, especially from someone like I'm one of our main beta testers. It's my
Ah,
job to take them out there on the course and push the envelope, right? Like how I tip mine over because I take it on crazy hill. Like I want to see how far I can take my caddy, right?
yeah.
Where the real limitations are for the product that we send out to people. So when it comes to little technical pieces around just how the speed controls work, how the stability is, like how does the bag actually sit on the caddy across each of our models? Like we just designed a bag that we released this year specifically for our electric caddies with all of the things that we've taken again from feedback from our customers over the years of like, hey, we want this on a bag specifically designed for an electric caddy, you know. So that's as we progress into the future, how do we have these integrations? How do we have these pieces that work together to keep giving people the best experience on the golf course? And from someone who uses an electric caddy out on the golf course, the best experience is when you forget that you have one, right? Like you
Hmm.
don't want it, they're fun. And especially when you first get one and you're driving the remote control around or doing whatever, like that's a cool thing to have, right? But eventually that newness wears off. And what I want from it is to not think about it. I just want to play golf. I want it to go where it's supposed to go. I want it to stay where it's supposed to stay. I want the battery to last as long as it's supposed to last. And I just want to focus on golf. And so that's kind of like your invisible companion, right? Like that's what we strive for is to have that perfect golf companion out there for you that allows you to play your best golf.
My follow-up question to you being the beta tester, how did you volunteer to be the beta tester? And what are some of those stories, if you can tell us, that are um, funny moments of being a beta tester for Batcaddy?
Well, I get to be a beta tester because I love golf and just my position from the marketing and distribution and product development lets me sit in that place, which is really awesome. It's one of the fortunate events in my life that I talk about. Happened to see Peter's car, right, with the license plate for Batcaddy, and it's allowed me to have a career change that has put me in basically my dream job, right? I'm in the golf industry. I get to play golf. It's spectacular. Um, but I will tell people that when it comes to caddies, obviously with our remote controls, they have a range, right? There's only so far. Well, effective. We tell people to keep it within 25 to 30 yards, just to effectively move it, and you get to see where holes are and stuff like that. They will work out to past 100 yards. So of course, I want to test and see. Now, mind you, this is after for the first time ever, I'd gotten fitted for clubs, right? And I had gotten like I had saved and I put everything, I got fitted for clubs. I got the bag, I got it like my whole brand new setup, right? This is maybe the third time I've had it out on the course. And I have my caddy out, and I decided it's a good day to test the range of my remote control and my caddy on the course. right? And I will tell people this, if you lose your caddy out past range, the first thing they want to do is swim. Like they love it, right? For whatever in the factory, they talk to each other about it and they're like, one day I'm going to get in the water, right? And so I'm out there messing around. I'm talking to my buddy and like, this is amazing, right? We're like 120, 130 yards, and then it stops, right? And of course, it's headed right at the pond, and I cannot run fast enough to get. So here's the picture of me running down the course, right? Trying to stop this, holding the remote control up to my chin as fast as I can before I get it. And I don't get it. And of course, it goes right in the drink. So I have to go and I have to pull it out. But it's 100% my fault. I can't get my money back from the company or anything. But
That's
so,
so do
thankfully,
you really
thankfully my phone was in my pocket and not on my. So,
so do you really think that they talk to each other at the facilities? Please go to the water if you're out of range.
I'm pretty sure there must be like a video that plays in the factory or something of like what you have behind you with the beautiful beach, right? And they get to see it, and that's all they're like, oh yes, one day we will swim.
And then Paul, last question for you. Is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers, our listeners, fans of Batcaddy and in golf in general? What would you like to tell them?
that that golf is a beautiful game, and if you play already, there is no better way out on the course to play the game than with an electric push cart. My game has improved since I played it. It's a different rhythm. It's a different way to play, even than carrying your bag. Definitely different than riding. The health benefits are awesome. I'm a big proponent of just golf. In general, right? And what it does for people and their mental health and the ability to get out there and have relationships and meet people and everything, and just keep swinging, right? Golf is back a little bit and we're getting all kinds of new people all the time picking up the game, which is spectacular. So go out there and have fun and keep spreading the word.
I love it. Thank you, Paul, so much. And thank you for being on our show. I truly appreciate it. If anybody has any questions, please reach out to Batcaddy. I know I've been a fan since I first went to my first PGA show. I'm not going to say how long ago, but I truly appreciate it, Paul. Thank you so much. Thank you to my viewers and listeners and fans of golf. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Remember to have fun. It's golf. You're supposed to have fun.